What do you think of Australian politics?
I have no idea about it all.
Can I pass the question?
Oh God.
Kind of gross.
Depressing at the moment.
Can't really take it seriously.
I don't really follow it.
Not very much at the moment.
I'm just a little bit disheartened. I had no idea who Liberal was.
I was going to be part of it.
You could look at it like, as you get older, money becomes more of an issue, you've got things to worry about, and then you vote Liberal or Conservative, just in general, Conservative. Or you could look at it that younger generation just are different than the older generation, and we'll just have a different kind of politics.
Yeah, and
I don't know that you can predict that it'll be exactly the same in 20 years anyway.
No, and to be quite honest, if you look at, I think there's always, it doesn't matter even if the younger generation now move through, they're going to be replaced by another younger generation. So there's always going to be the fabric of a diverse political party spectrum.
That's true. I'm James Cooper, and I'm a Greens volunteer.
Hi, I'm Jacob Burke. I'm a member of the Liberal Party of Australia and currently Secretary for the Montalto branch here in Victoria.
Election night, basically I caught up with some friends. In the afternoon I had like a barbecue for a birthday. But earlier in the night, I'd got a text from my friend Divya who basically said, exit polling not looking good. And that was like the only message that I got. And I was like, oh no, this is going to be a terrible night. It's not, if Adam's gone as well, like it'll just be a really disappointing night. And then, that was about 20 minutes where I thought, oh, it's gone. So I kind of just switched off really a little bit. So I just thought, oh, well, I'll have a good night there and we'll find out the damage later. But then I got a call from a friend who was working on the campaign, and they said, they've just had 10% of the votes in and he's got a massive swing to him. And I was like, so surprised, and also just really, 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 really quite emotional actually. It was a bit weird.
Well, on election night, I actually hosted a party at my house. So we got a little bit excited. Once the result was announced, then we just got a little bit merry and partied on into the night. We were all pretty elated, considering the margin of the win. But I think everyone was ready. I think everyone knew it was going to happen. So it was just a matter of the gap, I suppose, in terms of the win. But I think everyone was ready. Obviously, some people were disappointed. So it'll be interesting to see whether the sceptics about what the coalition government will do will actually come to fruition. I was actually at a friend's birthday and I knew that I was hosting that party, so I left pretty much straight away, as it was called, at about 5:30 and went home and cracked a bottle of champagne.
I basically just done quite a lot of work with the Greens, initially with Adam Bandt's campaign in Melbourne, and now helping out with James Harrison in the seat of Higgins. I sort of first got involved in politics and the Greens from school age, so I'd probably say it's actually my chemistry subject that I first did, was when we first learned about energy transfer, and that was actually the first time for me. It sounds really boring, but it's the first time to me that climate change really presented itself to me as a huge issue.
How did I get involved with the Liberals? It was about 3 years ago, I think, and it was through a mutual friend of a friend who invited me to a function, and I suppose the rest is history. Look, I was definitely engaged with politics, and I suppose inadvertently I have been from quite a young age, but in terms of being 100% aligned with a particular party or actively politically charged, probably not so much until that time. My parents really aren't that politically active or involved. I think it was more just an interest through media just growing up and observing different policy suites and obviously being under the one Prime Minister for such a long period of time, or for most of my childhood. So I think it just inadvertently sort of started gaining momentum.
Since then, I've been quite interested in issues and such as the environment, climate change, but also minority groups who don't get much say, who perhaps don't have a lot of money to get their voice on the national scale. So I just have a feeling, I suppose, that I'd like to help them. The reason I think politics is so important to young people to get involved in is because it's actually where a lot of the action, a lot of the change happens that's necessary to make our society better. But I think people and young people shouldn't shy away from politics because it's a really important field.
My first initial take on that would be engagement. And I think that in the information age, it's, I suppose, two-pronged. It's about engagement and it's about message. That the challenge moving forward based upon that statistic for political parties is definitely going to be what messages are going to be targeted to different demographic and age groups. And it is a tough task. So I think that a lot more of their messaging is going to need to be targeted specifically to different demographics, especially the younger demographic, to try and bring that in and engage, and not just engage on a simple level but an inclusive level, that people know that their membership or their engagement can actually make a difference.
I think I'm a bit young to get involved directly in politics in terms of perhaps higher up in politics.
Yeah, look, I think I actually do. I think that it's something that I definitely would be interested in entertaining.
Personally, I'd like to get more life experience and learn a lot more, and then who knows?
I've got a lot more to do in terms of my own career first, but I think that by having that experience and doing what I am doing now and developing that, I think that only gives me a breadth of touch points and a breadth of experience that would only value add to going into politics.
As I said, you really can make a difference, and if you're not happy with the current system, don't whinge about it. Actually get involved and try and change it.
I think about you, baby, all the time. I think about you, baby, all the time. Don't even know why, you're always on my mind. Oh, I think about you all the time. Oh, I think about you all the time. I wonder about you when you're gone. Cause if you just linger on, all I can think of is you. I'll sing my song. Oh, I wonder about you when you're gone. Oh, I think about you all the time.